For years, armies worldwide have noticed one consistent thing: how RM, BTS's leader, always appears overprotective of Jimin. From interviews, variety shows, to live streams, RM always becomes a shield for Jimin. But why? Today, the secret that's been kept tight for almost a decade is finally exposed. What you're about to discover will change everything you thought you knew about their relationship. This isn't just about friendship, this is about survival, healing, and the kind of love that literally saves lives. Let's examine the evidence that's been hiding in plain sight. During the 2019 Grammy Awards red carpet, when a reporter asked Jimin about his diet routine, RM immediately redirected the question to BTS's upcoming projects. Fans thought it was just media training. In countless Bangtan bombs, we see RM's eyes constantly tracking Jimin during group discussions. When Jimin starts to speak negatively about his performance, RM either changes the subject or offers immediate reassurance. This happens so frequently that it's become a predictable pattern. Former Big Hit staff members, speaking on condition of anonymity, reveal that RM had specific instructions: watch Jimin's reactions during criticism sessions. If he starts spiraling, redirect immediately. But why? What was RM protecting him from? The answer isn't what anyone expected. Security footage from Big Hit practice rooms, testimonies from backup dancers, and leaked audio clips from private conversations paint a picture that's both heartbreaking and beautiful. After months of investigation with former Big Hit staff, choreographers, and industry insiders willing to speak anonymously, the shocking truth is finally revealed. RM isn't protecting Jimin from hate comments, sassing fans, or media pressure like we've always assumed. RM protects Jimin from the most dangerous enemy of all, himself. From a perfectionism so destructive it nearly destroyed him, from standards so impossibly high they became weapons of self-torture, from a mind that could turn any achievement into evidence of failure. Former staff member, people don't understand how severe Jimin's self-criticism was in the early days. He would practice 1/8 count of choreography for 6 hours straight, refusing breaks until he collapsed. He'd re-record vocal lines until his voice gave out completely. RM was the only one who could pull him out of these destructive spirals. Backup dancer. I worked with many groups, but I've never seen someone punish themselves like Jimin did. He'd study his reflection in the mirror for hours, pointing out every flaw. RM would physically turn him away from mirrors sometimes. To understand this dynamic, we need to go back to 2013. Jimin joined BTS as the last member, already feeling like he had to prove he belonged. Unlike other members who had clear roles, RM the rapper leader, Jin the visual, Suga the producer, Jimin felt like he had to excel at everything to justify his place. Former trainee, Jimin would arrive at the practice room at 5 a.m. and leave at 2 a.m. the next day. He'd skip meals, ignore exhaustion, push through injuries. He developed this internal narrative that he was the expendable one, that if anyone was going to be cut from the group, it would be him. RM, despite being only 19 years old himself, recognized the signs of what psychologists now identify as imposter syndrome with perfectionist tendencies. But more importantly, he saw how this was slowly destroying someone he cared about. Music producer. There was this one recording session in 2014. Jimin had been working on his vocal part for I Need You for 3 days straight. He was crying in the booth, saying he was ruining the song, that his voice wasn't good enough. RM went into that booth, sat with him for 2 hours, and slowly talked him down from what was essentially a panic attack. From that day forward, RM developed what staff called Jimin protocols, subtle interventions designed to catch Jimin's self-destructive spirals before they became dangerous. This wasn't just friendship, this was psychological first aid. As BTS gained fame, the pressure on all members intensified, but for Jimin, success became another weapon against himself. Every achievement was not enough, every compliment was undeserved, every mistake was proof of inadequacy. Former stylist, during the blood, sweat, and tears era, Jimin's weight dropped to a dangerous level. He was obsessing over how he looked in the music video, convinced he was fat, and ruining the aesthetic. RM started eating meals with him, making it a group activity so Jimin couldn't skip without it being obvious. The protection evolved beyond just words. RM began strategic positioning during interviews, always placing himself where he could see Jimin's face and intervene if needed. He developed coded phrases that would snap Jimin out of negative thought spirals. Sound engineer, in recent years, you can hear it in their solo work. When Jimin was recording Promise, he had another breakdown, saying the song was too personal and embarrassing. RM spent the entire night in the studio with him, helping him understand that vulnerability was strength, not weakness. Even now, in their individual career phase, this protective pattern continues. During Jimin's Face album promotion, when international media asked about his mental health journey, RM was there not physically, but you could see his influence in how confidently Jimin handled those questions. Recent Weverse live analysis. In their latest group live stream, Jimin started apologizing for his low energy and boring personality. Within seconds, RM redirected, "Jimin, remember what we talked about? You're not responsible for entertaining everyone every second." It's like watching a masterclass in gentle intervention. Industry psychologists who've studied their dynamic note that RM's approach has evolved from emergency intervention to confidence building. He's taught Jimin to recognize his own negative thought patterns and challenge them independently. Mental health professional, what RM did intuitively, we now teach as cognitive behavioral support. He helped Jimin identify distorted thinking patterns and replace them with realistic assessments. This kind of consistent, patient support over years can literally rewire someone's brain. Neuroscientists studying the BTS phenomenon have identified what they call the RM effect, how one person's consistent positive reinforcement can actually change another person's brain chemistry over time. Dr. Sarah Chen, neuroscientist, when we see someone we trust consistently challenge our negative self-talk, our brains begin to form new neural pathways. RM essentially became Jimin's external prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that regulates emotions and challenges irrational thoughts. This explains why Jimin's transformation has been so gradual but profound. You can't just tell someone to think positive, but you can, over years, help them build new mental habits through consistent, loving intervention. The most beautiful part: this protection has created a ripple effect throughout BTS. Other members learned from RM's example, creating a safety net for each other. Jimin himself has become protective of other members, especially during their solo ventures. When Taehyung expressed anxiety about his acting debut, it was Jimin who provided the kind of gentle, consistent support he'd received from RM. When Jungkook doubted his artistic direction, Jimin used RM's techniques to build his confidence. It became the culture of the group. They learned that protection isn't about solving someone's problems for them, it's about being present while they learn to solve problems for themselves. For every AIMY listening who struggles with that inner voice that says you're not enough, you deserve your own RM. Someone who will consistently, patiently, lovingly challenge the lies your mind tells you about your worth. And maybe more importantly, you can be someone's RM. In a world that profits from our insecurities, choosing to see and reflect someone's true worth is a revolutionary act of love. Because at the end of the day, we're all just humans trying to figure out if we're worthy of love. And sometimes, we need someone else to hold that truth for us until we're strong enough to hold it ourselves.